Hello, and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So today I want to talk about what do you do when things don't go your way? So for example, this afternoon I spent 90 minutes of a 3-hour period trying to figure out 2 tech issues on my computer. Now, either one of them, had I been able to solve, I wouldn't have had to worry about the other one. It was just 2 different ways to approach the same problem. And it was 2 different ways because I couldn't figure out the first way. So I had to come up with a second way. And eventually I got it to work out. But man, those 90 minutes, that whole 3 hours really, but particularly those 90 minutes were so frustrating. And I was so tense and I was so ready to tear my hair out and throw the computer against the wall. And I learned a lot about myself. And it's not so much I learned a lot, I was reminded a lot about myself. I was reminded how short my fuse is. I was reminded how important taking a breath is. I was reminded to step away from the computer before you break it. I was reminded, that I can get other things done during my cool-off period so that I can go back and look at something with fresh eyes. I was reminded that having expectations sometimes does not work in your favor. And how many times have I said that in the past month? So it was all of the lessons around the solving of the problem that were the true meat of my day. And will that change anything next time? I hope so. I hope I remember to take a breath earlier. I hope I don't get tensed up like I had been. I hope that I don't growl at the world if anybody interrupts me. It's just funny, right? The way that you react to certain things. And we've all been there, especially with technology, right? Technology is, everybody says this, technology is fantastic when it's working for you. But when it's glitching out, or when you don't understand what it is you're doing, or whatever the reason is, it's not doing what it's supposed to do, it's really, really frustrating. So, but that lesson I can apply to anything in my life. And it's funny because when I'm on a learning curve, a specific learning curve, so for example, I'm trying to learn a whole whack of different instruments, right? Or become reacquainted with some of them and totally learn from the beginning, most of the others. But I go in with the expectation that I know it's a learning curve. And again, there's that word, expectation. But I go in knowing that there's a learning curve, right? I know that I have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again in order for it to sort of really set in and make sense, and then I can move forward, and then I can do the next step over and over and over again until it sets in, makes sense, I can move forward, so on and so forth. But when you sit down to do something and you can't do it right away, and that's your expectation, yeah, there are problems that will ensue. So I'm really starting to see that the word expectation, as much as I would like to think I don't have a lot of expectations, I do. And it's showing itself several times every week, sometimes several times in a day. And so that's my next big thing for me, is how to manage those expectations so that they don't disappoint, so they don't frustrate, so that they don't, just turn my day on its head. And yeah, I guess that's it. So those are my musings. Have a great day, everyone.